Hi there, Bruce Simpson here again, and I've got to tell you, I've just about had a guts full of the children that fly model aircraft here. I just went down, I've just had a call from the police, just to fill you in on the details. Now, as people know, I can't fly. Been forbidden by Model Flying New Zealand, and because of the aviation regulations, I can't fly without their permission. So, for a year and a half, we've waited to get this resolved. Nothing's happened. I've been told nothing's going to happen. You're just stuck, that's it. Bad luck, stiff cheese, you know. So these petulant little children have decided that no, you'll never fly again because you called us names, and that's basically the bottom line, right? So fine, I've got to continue on. Obviously, without being able to fly, the income from the YouTube channels has plummeted, even though they've put a lot of work into RCModelReviews. XJet was 1.2 million views per month before this all started. It's down to 600,000 or 700,000 views a month now. It's just, I mean, you can't really sustain that. It was marginal when I started, and now it's sub-marginal. So I have to do something else to make sure I'm earning enough money to pay the bills. And of course, one thing that most people probably already know about is I've been working on a sense and avoid system, a very valuable piece of electronics that will enable UAVs, drones to sense other aircraft and avoid them in the national airspace, which is the missing link. It also means for general aviation safety, you can have it fitted to standard aircraft. And unlike TCAS, it doesn't require a transponder. It's fully self-sufficient. It'll even detect a flock of birds. The birds don't usually carry transponders. So it's this big safety thing, huge safety feature. I've done some work and some testing already. It's looking really good. So I've decided, well, I really need to push ahead with this project if I'm going to pay the bills. So one of the things about the system is it works by sending out a very broadband RF signal, which covers the 2.4 band. Well, it was covering another ISM band, but the cost of developing on that band, because all the little modules in that are more expensive, and also because I can't fly it on a model, because CAA have said, no, you may not fly it on a model, so it's going to be ground-based. So I figured, well, I might as well save some money and do it on the 2.4 gig band. Okay, so it's easy to get components that work on 2.4 gigs, create the broadband signal. That's what I'm doing. So, as a courtesy, I went down to tell the people flying down the other end of the field here, who are flying jets today, I said, look, I'm going to be working on the system, I'm going to be working very hard on it, which means 7 days a week, and therefore you should know that there may be a slightly elevated noise floor on the 2.4 gigahertz band. So you might need to make sure your installations are good and using good quality radio gear, just in case. I said it's most unlikely to affect any models flying here, but I want you to know in advance so you can be prepared and take necessary precautions. Now, because let's face it, these are the people that tried to fly a 20-pound jet using a 4-cell AA NICAD pack and wondered why it lost control and went into a pine tree. So you need to keep these people informed, obviously. Otherwise, I don't know how good their installations are, and I wouldn't want to be responsible for a model crashing because I'm testing this gear. Now, it's an ISM band, which is basically free for all. There are some limitations. You can only broadcast certain levels of power, and there's all sorts of other antenna requirements. I mean, you can't have an effective radiated power above certain levels. I'm fully aware of all that, and I'm fully compliant with all that stuff, right? So I'm totally legal. And working out here, I have a lease for the space on which my workshop sits, and the lease says that I'm entitled to develop and manufacture aviation products and aviation-related products. Well, this is certainly one of those things. It's an aviation-related product. So it's all legal, all legit. I've got 40 years experience in the RF and digital industry, electronics, so I know what I'm doing. So I go down to give them just a courtesy. Say, look, make sure your models are properly prepped, and make sure everything's installed properly. And then I get a call from the police because apparently it was a threat. They went to the police and said, he's threatened us. What the hell are these people smoking? I've just had enough of these people. They're like little children looking for excuses to go running off and tell the police or the council or Model Flying New Zealand whenever something doesn't please them. Well, I'm sorry, I've had enough. I really have. And I think it's about time people told these people to just stop acting like children. It goes from bad to worse. First of all, we have the grumpy old men of Model Flying New Zealand who won't give me or take my wings away because I call them names. And now we've got a group of model jet flyers who run off to the police because I try and instill in them the fact that they need to make sure their systems are up to spec, because the noise floor is going to rise and it may affect a really bad installation. Oh, unbelievable. My God, I'm dealing with infants. I've got no idea. Anyway, there you go, just letting you know. The idiocy in New Zealand with radio-controlled models continues. The number of idiots and grumpy old men grows by the day. What am I supposed to do? Back to the bench.